Hey everybody, Earl Flametta here with another episode of the Cryptopolitan podcast. Today's guest is Charu. Charu, hi, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm good, very good. Thank you for having me on the show.
Thanks for coming on board. Well, let's dive right in. Um, why don't we talk about the project you're working on? Let's start at like a 30,000 foot level, just so people who aren't necessarily familiar with blockchain or Web3 kind of get a taste of what you're about.
Amazing. So I work with Unique Network. It's NFT parachain on Polkadot,
Mhm.
and we do all things NFT infrastructure, the most advanced and the most easy to use NFTs for developers and end users.
Beautiful. So for those of people who don't know what an NFT is, I don't know if I mean, there might be
Yeah,
some beginners who still don't know.
sure,
Can you
of
explain
course.
very briefly in your words what is an NFT?
Yeah. NFTs or non-fungible tokens are unique digital assets that sit on a blockchain. These could be an image or a piece of art you create. This could be a music, video, or any digital asset that you create and give birth on blockchain. Or you can have a physical copy in the real world and mint its certified copy on blockchain. That's NFT. It's unique. And by minting it or creating it, a version of it on blockchain, you certify that you're a true owner of that asset and it's yours forever unless you choose to trade or transfer.
Fantastic. That's a good explanation of an NFT. So I'm curious, what makes your project on Polkadot different than all the other NFT networks that exist out there?
Sure. So we are more focused. Unique Network is focused on building the tools and technologies that
Hmm.
help developers and creators create NFTs. The challenge that we've seen in the previous cycles of NFTs is that they were mainly speculative digital assets and
Hmm.
didn't have dimensions to it beyond just the visual art. We create tools that add a lot more depth, information, and data to the NFT. So you could create advanced NFTs with features like nested NFTs. For example, one NFT could own the other NFT.
Hmm.
One NFT could evolve based on the social media interaction. So, for example, um, you have a loyalty card
Hmm.
for a sports club, right? You are a fan of a sports club and you
Yes.
have a loyalty card from your favorite sports star. Now, the more you interact with the social media accounts of the sports club or the individual star, and all of this can be programmed. The more
Mhm.
you engage in social media, your NFT evolves and grows into something special. So what happens at
Yeah.
the back end is the NFT is linked to the databases of your social media interactions, and visually it can change, and the sports club can create something special for you or reward you with a special evolving NFT based on how big a fan you are, how engaged a fan you are. So
Fascinating.
yeah, so you can't do these things easily on other NFT blockchains. These
Mm.
we provide these capabilities native to the NFT that developers can just kind of plug and play.
Fantastic. That's actually really cool. I haven't heard of that type of functionality with an NFT. I've heard of NFTs. I've launched NFTs for obviously artwork,
Amazing.
and we've done them for like people who are launching music, and we've done them
Mhm.
so that people can own a piece of the music and that sort of thing. But I've never seen an
Yeah.
evolving one that actually interacts
Yeah.
with an outside space and then changes the look and feel. That's a really cool feature. So,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And there are various applications building on Unique Network. So
mm,
we built for NFTs 2.0. We were not into the speculative art, the very first hype
mm,
cycle of NFTs. And now we are seeing some of the coolest applications using Unique Network. There are Web3 music applications, there are loyalty programs and coupon applications. There are games on our blockchain who are using all of these advanced features in many different ways. The example I gave you
Hmm.
was just one of those. So
Right.
we're seeing amazing startups come up through a program that we launched last year. It's called the Codecraft Grant Fund. And it's an interesting one. If there are any developers who want to test new things with NFTs, they can apply for the fund, and we give them out in small chunks just to experiment these advanced NFT applications.
That's really cool. So, are there any of these advanced NFT applications? Obviously, don't talk about anything that's secret, but is there anything that you can talk about that's been fascinating as of late?
Yeah, I can talk about a related example that I gave you about the fan loyalty club. So
Hmm.
Polkadot Unique Network is on Polkadot, and
Yes.
Polkadot sponsored one of the NASCAR and IndyCar race drivers. His
Oh.
name is Connor Daly.
Hmm.
And Unique Network did a fan club card for Connor Daly back in May. It's called the Connor Daly Insider Pass. And the best thing about that pass was it's NFT, but nowhere in the user experience anyone can tell that this fan club or this hero card, digital hero card, has anything to do with the blockchain. We created the user journey so simple that anyone on the race track who had no idea what blockchain is could claim that NFT
Interesting.
and secure it. Yes. And there was a 70-year-old lady who claimed that NFT because she was a fan of Corner Deli. So that
Nice.
was a really cool moment for us because user adoption is what we are primarily focused on and breaking down the technical and financial access barriers.
That's fantastic. So basically, just like a regular Web 2.0 user can be using
Yes,
NFTs in the Web3 space and not
yes,
even know it's an NFT, not have to jump through the hoops, et
yes,
cetera, et cetera. So the 7-year
totally.
old lady doesn't have to remember her passphrase or anything like that to be able to
No,
access her stuff. It's just sitting, what, in a mobile app on a website?
on a website, on a landing page, she could make a mobile app, but all it needed was an email ID.
Oh, fantastic. That's really
Yeah,
cool. No, that's I think that's the real key to getting it out there, right? Getting people to be able to use it. Getting rid of all the extraneous stuff that prevents people from being able to use it, or like maybe it's out of their comfort zone, right? Everybody has an email address, so anybody can log in with that, and so yeah, that makes absolute sense. Fantastic. That's a really good example. So with all of these
thank
cool
you.
things happening at in your network, what I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but what most excites you today?
We are getting ready for some amazing launches and announcements. And in fact, one will be going out later tonight. And I can share it once the episode is
Podcast is live.
published.
Yeah,
But
fantastic.
yeah, essentially, there are a couple of things. The user adoption that I mentioned before, we are
Hmm.
partnering with a Web2 gaming company to onboard almost 70,000 users a month and bring them onto Polkadot without them knowing that they are on a blockchain. So they are
Hmm.
just a part of like a tap game, kind of the kind of games everyone plays on their mobile phones. So we are
Yes.
integrating blockchain into one of those, and so you just kind of clear a few levels, and you receive rewards on a blockchain, Phoebe tokens and NFTs
Hmm.
without them really knowing. So that's one thing I'm very excited about from a user adoption and growth perspective. The second thing is so Polkadot, here I'd like to talk a little bit about Polkadot, is one of the most advanced blockchain ecosystems out there. And
Hmm.
it has all these different parachains or kind of core times on in the ecosystem, which are focused on different business use cases. As an example, Unique Network, us, we are focused on NFT infrastructure. There are parachains focused on uh, DeFi. There are other parachains focused on gaming and NFT marketplaces. So there's a lot of strength in the ecosystem, and we are launching an initiative later tonight, which brings all of these ecosystems together, consolidates them, and through this initiative, we are also launching and making available NFT interoperability features. So that's the
Hmm.
whole technical side of things, but it's a wider initiative that takes and combines all the strengths of the Polkadot ecosystem, bring it into the NFTs, and take the messaging out to the world. So that's the other thing, which is going to be big for us for the next year.
Super exciting. So funny enough, a couple interviews back, actually, just the previous interview, there's an art group using NFTs as
Mm-hmm.
almost like a time capsule. So they're storing
Wow.
a bunch of art from like over 100 artists into this time capsules, and they're releasing a series of one NFTs. I don't know if they've picked the chain yet, but I think And the funny thing is, the couple of ones before that, I was talking to a VC that they only invest in projects on Polkadot. That's it. So it's an
They
interesting world out
understand.
there. Yeah,
Totally, yeah. I mean, very happy to share more with the art group for focus on NFTs and time capsules. I think they'll find a lot of interesting features in the Polkadot ecosystem. And I totally get the VCs who invest only in Polkadot. The tech
fantastic.
is really cool. Yeah.
Probably the coolest project I've been involved with NFTs was we actually got a an A-list actress to
Oh,
donate some of
wow.
her dresses. And because they only
Okay.
wear the dress once, right, at the red
Yeah.
carpet or whatever, and it's this big name, Balenciaga, that sort of thing. And so what happens is that she took a bunch of her dresses, donated them. We converted the dresses themselves into NFTs. Someone then reimagined the NFTs of the dress itself in the metaverse. And so when you have this NFT on your wallet and you can proof of ownership, your character in the metaverse can wear the dress. But not only do they get to wear the
Amazing.
dress, we ship the actual dress. So just like you were talking about, you've got
Wow.
the in real life object, plus you got the NFT to prove ownership. It's kind of a really cool
Totally.
match. And then we use that to raise a bunch of money for charity. So that was a really fun thing. It was called, if I
That is
remember correctly,
amazing.
Gowns for Good. So I'll
Guns
probably
for
reach
good. I
out to
like that.
them. I'll reach out to them and find and reconnect you guys if they want to get to this whole NFT like 2.0 architecture. That's fascinating, the fact that you can interact with the outside world and then have your NFT
Totally.
essentially evolve. That's so cool, right? So
Totally. Yeah.
um
And the other cool thing around fashion is customizable NFTs, which is kind of evolving NFTs, but also the characters could own the dress. And then they could, if they own the dress, then they could get access to a certain set of earrings, which
oh,
get
that's neat.
nested into the main NFT. So it's kind of a
Oh,
hierarchy
I see it.
of
I
NFTs
get it.
that you can build on chain, that a user owns the dress and the dress is connected to the earrings. And all of that
Yeah.
can be customized visually on an NFT, character
That's very
NFT.
cool. Yeah, yeah. That's a really neat way to do it. Definitely.
Yeah,
100%. So I'll definitely be in touch. I have some other projects I'll introduce you to that are really cool, that kind of fit your architecture and your vibe and what you guys do. And they could probably use a
sure.
lot of the stuff that you guys are building, which is really neat. The fact that you're building this natively into the NFT architecture and it's not some weird
Totally.
off-chain build or whatever that has to deal with other stuff. That's
No.
so cool how it's all integrated. So that's what excites
Yeah,
me.
it's all a part of the SDKs. So you just have to leverage the capabilities and just use the SDK to bring all these features into your applications.
Fantastic. That's a beautiful thing. Well, you guys are doing awesome work. When you're not
Thank you.
building the future NFTs and everything else on the chain, what do you do for fun? Tell me about some of your hobbies. What do you do when you're not on the computer?
Yeah, I'm more of an outdoor person. When
Hmm,
I travel, which I have to quite a bit for work, I will sneak a day or two out for hiking close by wherever I am.
nice.
So I love to do that. My last hike was I took a couple of days in Costa Rica, went to
Oh,
Monteverde, so that was
beautiful.
beautiful. And when I traveled for Coindesk Consensus, which used to be in Austin, I would always hike there. I love the city
Hmm,
forests there, hiking in Seoul around Korea Blockchain Week. So I'll always add a day of hiking to my travels. I love that. And then I also enjoy cycling. And Singapore has a really nice track. You could actually go around the island. It's not that big. And so I that's
wow.
the other thing I enjoy. Yes.
Fantastic. That's definitely it's good to take a walk. It's good to take a bike ride, get the some fresh air into your lungs and the blood flowing into your brain to get new ideas. They did some
Totally.
tests, and like when you go for a bike ride or when you go for a
Uh-huh.
walk, specifically when you go hiking, it's specific to hiking,
Hmm.
like in nature
Oh, wow.
itself, that different parts of your mind open up because different parts of the blood, get exposure to different things. The fresh air makes a big difference, and I hear
Absolutely.
that really opens up the mind and gets your ideas flowing. So that's fantastic. That's a great hobby.
Totally.
So
Yeah. And that's why I love it. It's just like it gives you space to think and then explore new territories.
absolutely. Well, we're getting to the end here where we just talk about kind of give the viewers give them a reason to connect with you and your project, and where do you want them to connect with you. So what channel are you trying to grow, and let's give a reason to connect with you guys on that channel.
Sure. Just follow Unique Network on Twitter. And
Hmm.
if you'd like to reach out to me to chat about NFTs, I'm quite active on LinkedIn. Those are the two platforms I use. So personally, LinkedIn, for Unique Network, follow us on Twitter. And all the announcements that I talked about will be live there. The reason to be working on Polkadot and Unique Network is these are the build for the next wave of NFTs. NFTs are not going anywhere. They're going to come back even stronger with more capabilities and features and more real world use cases. And we are here to support you build and provide the ecosystem wide support if you'd like to partner up with Polkadot. So reach out to me and let's get the conversation started.
Fantastic. I'm really looking forward to seeing how people use like the nesting structure and the other different pieces of architecture you guys are putting together at Unique Network. That's really cool. Well, you know, Charu, it's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, and the project sounds amazing. I'm actually going to dig deeper into this. I actually just reached out to you on LinkedIn,
Totally.
but yeah, this is really cool. I got some connections for you, so this is really neat. Thank you so much for being on the
Totally.
show.
Thank you. Lovely conversation. And yeah,
Yeah,
we're happy to stay in touch and see what we can build together.
you bet. Thanks.
Thank you.